Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm House of Casey April. I want to thank all my subscribers. You guys are the best. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, do well to subscribe and turn up your notification bell so that you get notified when I upload a new video. In today's video, I will teach you how to cut and sew this trendy fitted gown with collar. This is my basic bodice. I have my basic lines already. This line is my shoulder line, also known as my starting line. From here, I have my chest line, 9 inches. To get your chest line, you will divide your bust circumference by 6 plus 2.5. From the shoulder line here, I have 11 inches for my bust point, 14.5 inches for my under bust, and 18 inches for my front waist line. At the shoulder line here, I have my neck width 3 inches and my neck depth 3 inches. At the shoulder here, from here I will come down by 1.5 inches for my shoulder slope. To get my armhole midpoint from here I will go up by 4 inches. And from the 4 inches, I will go in by 0.5 inches to get my armhole curve. To get where my armhole curve will stop, I will divide my bust circumference by 4. The bust I'm working with is 41 inches. 41 divided by 4 is 10.25. From here, I will mark 10.25. I am going to make use of basic waist dart for my front pattern. So to mark my basic waistline, I will divide my bust palm divided by 2. The bust palm I'm working with is 7.5 inches. 7 divided by 2 is 3.75. I am going to mark 3.75. I have 3.75 here and 3.75 here. I am going to mark 3.75. To mark my dart, I'll be using dart intake of 1 inch. I will divide it by 2. I will mark 0.5 inch here and 0.5 inch here. So at this bust point line, I will come down by 1 inch before I will connect my dart. The next thing I will do now is to take my body measurement. I have my bust measurement here already. I will be taking my under bust measurement. The under bust I'm working with is 36 inches. 36 divided by 4 is 9 inches. So from here, I will mark 9 inches. Whatever I have here, at this dart leg, I have 0.5 inches here. I will replace it here. At the front waistline here, I will divide my waist by 4. The waist I'm working with is 34 inches. 34 divided by 4 is 8.5 inches. So here, at the waistline here, I will mark 8.5 inches. Whatever I have at the dart line here, I have 1 inch as my dart. I will replace it here. The next thing I will do now is to mark my bust dart. Remember, your bust dart is the difference between your front length and your back length. So the difference between the front length and the back length I'm working with is 2 inches. I am not going to mark the 2 inches here because before you close your bust dart, you will open your waist dart. So I am not going to mark any bust dart here. So I will show you another alternative to shorten the back length in order to avoid that excess we have at the center back. I will show you how to do it at the back pattern. The next thing I will do now is to add the necessary allowance needed for this pattern. So to add your sewing allowance, you will mark 0.5 inches at this side, 0.5 inches at this side, and 0.5 inches at this side. At the armhole side here, you will mark 0.5 inches. So at the side here, front side here, you will mark 1.5 inches or 2 inches for your sewing allowance. It depends on the allowance you want to add. My front pattern is ready. What I will do now is to cut my front pattern. I will be adding all the necessary allowance when transferring the pattern to the main fabric. So this is my front pattern. I am going to drag the back pattern. This is my back pattern. I have all my basic body lines already. From here, I go in by 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance. So at the shoulder line here, I have 9 inches for my chest line, 11 inches for my bust point, and 18 inches for my waistline. Remember, I am going to show you how to get your back waistline. So from here, I will go in by 0.75 to tighten my zipper. This 0.75 is to avoid zipper bulge. So I'm going to connect to this 0.75. To get my neckline, I will mark 3 inches for my neck width and 1 inch for my neck depth. To get my back shoulder slope, I will use 1 inch for my back shoulder slope. Remember, I make use of 1.5 inches for my front shoulder slope. So I'm using 1 inch for my back shoulder slope. So to get where your armhole curve will start, I will divide whatever I have here. I have 8 inches here. I will divide it by 2. That is 4 inches. At this 4 inches, I will go in by 0.5 inches for my shoulder curve. So from here, I will connect to this 0.5 inches. To get where your armhole curve will stop, you will divide your bust circumference by 2. So the bust I'm working with is 41 inches. 41 divided by 2 is 10.25. From this line, I am going to take my measurements from this line. Please don't take your measurements from this line. From this line, I will mark 10.25. The next thing I will do now is to mark my waist dart. The bust span I'm working with is 7.5. I will divide 7.5 by 2. So if I divide 7.5 by 2, I will have 3.75. So from this line here, I will mark 3.75. So I will check what I have here. I have 4.5. So I want the line to be straight. I will mark 4.5 here so that I will get a straight line. So to get my dart, I will be using 1 inch for my dart, but I will divide the 1 inch by 2. I am going to mark 0.5 inches here and 0.5 inches here. So from here, I will connect to the 0.5 inches. The next thing I will do now is to take my waist measurement. The waist I'm working with is 34 inches. 34 divided by 4 is 8.5 inches. So from this line here, I will mark 8.5 inches. And I am going to replace my dart. I have 1 inch for the dart. I will replace it here. I have my bust measurements already. So I will connect from the bust measurement to the waist. The next thing I will do now is to mark my zipper allowance. So from this line, I will mark 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance. So the next thing I will do now is to show you how to work on your back waistline. Remember, the difference between the front length and the back length is 2 inches. From here, from this line here, I will go up by 1 inch. And I will connect it to this point. That is how to work on your back waistline if you don't want to apply the use of bust dart. And at the down part of my gown here, at the down part of my gown here, I will come down by 1 inch. And I am going to connect this 1 inch to this place. That is 2 inches. Remember, the difference between my front length and my back length is 2 inches. So the 2 inches, I have shared it into 2. I mark 1 inch at the back upper bodice and 1 inch at the down part of the gown. So what we do now is to fold it like this. So when transferring your pattern to the main fabric, you add 0.75 for the sewing allowance. At the side here, you add your desired sewing allowance, either 1.5 inches or 2 inches. So at this point here, I am going to close my dart. So that I will draw the 1 inch very well. If you close your dart, you will be able to draw the 1 inch very well. I will be adding sewing allowance of 0.5 inches. So I am going to add 0.5 inches at the neckline here, both at the shoulder line, the armhole line 0.5 inches. At the side here, I will add 1.5 inches or 2 inches for my sewing allowance. The next thing I will do is to cut. I will add the necessary allowance when transferring the pattern to the fabric. I am through with the back pattern. This is the back pattern. And this is the front pattern. If you want to know how I draft the down part of my gown, I will be pasting the link on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. We have come to the end of this class. Please, if you find this video so interesting, don't forget to share, like and subscribe to my channel. Turn up your notification bell so that you get notified when I upload a new video. I don't want this video to be too long, so I am going to stop at the pattern drafting. I am going to do another second video on how to transfer your pattern to fabric and how to sew the gown. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.